I'm going to be building Gorilla Tag style toys in real life. And these toys go all the way from trading cards up to literal building sets. So make sure to stick to the end. But also, there's a twist. When I'm done making each toy, I have to show these to my friends. And they have to give it a score from 1 to 10. And if all the points combined don't add up to 20, I have to do whatever the top comment says. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So did you notice that when Gorilla Tag released their plushie, they didn't really make many cards? Well, today I'm going to be adding more cards to the set by making my own. So I'm planning on making a sweat card and a Gorilla Tag ghost card. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. This is a sped up clip of me making the cards in Photopea. As you can see, I start with the outline of the cards and then slowly work my way into the smallest details. So this is what the final sweat card looks like. And honestly, to make it the Gorilla Tag ghost card, I didn't really change much. I honestly just changed the background and the actual color of the card. And of course, I also changed the gorilla. So right now, we have a Daisy 09 card and a sweat card. So here are all of my Gorilla Tag cards. I have the ghost, the sweat, and the official makeshift party hat monkey. But without further ado, this is only the first out of 3 things that we're making today. So let's get on to the second one. So in one of Gorilla Tag's newest updates, they added this, which if you didn't know is actually a launcher. And it launches Armymen. Let me show you. As you can see, if I spin this thing, it shoots out Armymen with little parachutes. And so these little Armymen is what I'm going to be trying to make. So let's get straight to it. So to make the Armymen, I'm going to be using this green foam. So what I'm going to be doing is cutting out a bunch of circles and then stacking them on each other and then gluing them so that it kind of forms like the cylinder. And then I'm going to be smoothing the cylinder down so that it's more like the gorilla body shape. So let me show you what that's going to look like. Okay, so here's what it looks like. I actually started with the face because I thought this looked more like a face shape. But yeah, this is basically the same thing as I'm going to do for the body. I'm just going to get straight onto that. And also the arms. Okay, so here's what he looks like. And honestly, I think he turned out pretty good. So how I made this was, again, with the cylinders for the head and the body, I smoothed them out, and then I basically just cut another piece of foam out to make this face and the stomach area. So here is the final Armyman. Honestly, I think he turned out pretty cool. As you can see, he has his parachute, he has the Armyman base, and he has like stretchy, bendable arms that I made, which I think are pretty cool. But so that's about it for the Armyman. I really like how he turned out. Let's get on to the next toy. So for the final toy of the video, I'm planning on making a Gorilla Tag building set, which includes custom minifigures and my very own set of gazebo. So let's get straight into making these minifigures and building gazebo. So the Lego heads are done printing, and here are the bases I'm going to be using to make these figures. I'm going to be turning the Spider-Man into a lava monkey, and this base into just your normal gorilla. I'm going to get straight to painting these. So here's how the final minifigures look. This is the regular monkey, which was honestly pretty easy to make compared to the lava monkey. All I had to do was just paint this minifigure black with some foam, and he was basically done. Here's what he looks like up close, and honestly, I think he looks pretty cool. Now next up, we have the lava monkey. This guy was a bit harder to make, because he needed all the lava spots. But in the end, I think he turned out pretty good. But you can't really have Lego minifigures without a Lego set. So I'm going to try and build gazebo in Lego. To build the actual minifigure set, I'm going to be using these 2 build plates. Now I'm going to be covering these up in a bunch of gray blocks so that I can resemble the gazebo floor. There we go. Now that the floor is complete, we can start by building the leaderboard and the bench. Okay, so I just finished this little bench, and now I'm going to get onto the leaderboard. So next up, we have the leaderboard. As you can see, this is what the leaderboard looks like. It has the poles in the back. I didn't really have a bunch of matching colors, so yeah, I just kind of did this. You can see this is the leaderboard. There's the mute and the report button right here. There's 3 people in the lobby. And I also made the matching stairs so that you can have the leaderboard with the stairs right next to them. So without further ado, I'm going to go and create the poles that actually hold up the gazebo. Okay, so here's what the building block set looks like. And honestly, I think it turned out pretty good. So as you can see, we have the lava monkey and the regular gorilla. Over here, we have the 4 pillars of gazebo, but as you can see, some of them are not finished. That's because if they were finished, it would be hard to look inside of the set. Also, you can notice that the roof isn't complete. It's not complete, so you can actually look inside of the set, and it's not just blocked off. As you can see, I also added this little hinge piece, so you can actually close it up like actual gazebo, or you can open it up to check what's inside. This pole also has little sticks on it. This is for if one monkey's chasing you. The sticks on the pole are for extra posing, for if you want to make it look like he's jumping midair. Honestly, I think it's a pretty cool idea. But yeah, that's basically it for the Lego set. So now that we're done making everything, we actually have to send these to see what score we get. So I'm going to be sending all these people right up here pictures of what I made. So let's just hope we get a score over 20, because it also have to do what the top comment says. Okay, it's been a bit, so let's check our DMs. Okay, so first up, Luxor and Chowder both reacted to the cards. Chowder gave it a 7 out of 10 and Luxor gave it a 10 out of 10, which averages out to an 8.5 out of 10. Now let's move on to the next one. I sent Fire this picture of the Armymen, and he gave it a 9.5 out of 10, which is pretty good. And now last but not least, I sent the picture of the building block set to Red Ape. And Red Ape gave our building block set an 8 out of 10. But will all the scores added up come out to 20 or higher? The final score is 26 out of 30. So that means we won.